Today you are going to need some crayons to color out some pictures that we're going to model. We are going to be on page 447, starting with lesson 8.4, and we're going to be problem solving, comparing numbers to 20, and how can you solve problems using the strategy make a model. Remember, make a model means that we're going to either build something to help us see and solve the problem, or we're going to draw something out. So for the first one, Alma has a number of yellow cubes, one greater than 15. Juan has a number of green cubes, one less than 17. Show the cubes. Compare the sets of cubes. So we're going to draw the cubes here. So you can, I'm going to start mine here, and I'm going to draw my number of cubes, but it says Alma has a number of yellow cubes, one greater than 15. So start with a pencil, and we're going to count these out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now do I stop there? We have to draw yellow cubes, one greater than 15. So I have my 15, and we have to do one greater than that. So one more would be the number we have to do. So if we had 15 and then we added that one more, how many do we have now? 16. So there's going to be 16 yellow cubes. So you don't have to make this perfect. This is just for us to remember that Alma had the yellow ones and Juan had the green ones. So just do a little strip down there. Don't scribble all over the page. Keep it in your 10 frames, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Just enough for us to see. And now we have to do Juan's cubes. Juan had a number of green cubes, one less than 17. So if we have 17 and we go one underneath it, what's one number less than 17? Let's draw our cubes. We're going to draw 17 cubes, but use your pencil because we're going to be needing our eraser. So 1, 2, 3. As you draw your cubes, try to make them about the same size of your one above, okay? Try to do what I'm doing where they're right next to each other and in line, so it's easy for us to see the picture. It's a lot easier. That's why we call it a cube train, not a cube scatter, where they're not all around. They're right in a train together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So it said Juan has a number of green cubes, one less than 17. So can I keep my 17 cubes here for Juan? No, he doesn't have 17. It says he has one less than 17. So we had to put another one there. We had to add one when it was greater, but now that it's less, we're going to have to take one away. So take that 17th cube away. What do you notice now? You might have to double check if all your cubes aren't the same size. Mine aren't all the exact same size. So I'm going to double check here that I gave each of my cubes a partner here. Oh, they all have a partner. So what does that mean? If the top row has 16, how many does Juan have? If Alma has 16, how many does Juan have? Juan has 16 as well. So the number 16 can be said a few different ways. Up here, for Alma, it said 15 and one more. For Juan, it was 17 and one less. And they both give us 16. Now let's flip to the next page. Kiara has 18 apples. She has a number of apples 2 greater than Cristobal. Use cubes to model the sets of apples. We're going to draw them out today. You can do them in squares if you want, or you can do them in circles. Circles are a little easier for me to do, and they don't take as long. And they kind of look like apples. So for all those reasons, I'm gonna draw our counters today. Kiara has 18 apples. So we have to draw Kiara's 18 apples. So up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And because I'm doing counters, it's going to be a little bit easier for me to... Actually, you know what? Change my mind. Let's do counters today. Let's practice doing those. Do our cubes with me, all right? So we're going to have to draw... We're going to have to concentrate on taking our time and doing them nice and neat. But we're going to do 18 counters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So Kiara has 18 apples. She has a number of apples 2 greater than Cristobal. We're going to use our cube models to do those sets of apples, but we have our 18 for Kiara. What do we have to do for Cristobal? Kiara has 18, but she has a number 2 greater than Cristobal. So is Cristobal going to have more or less than her? If Kiara has a greater number, that means Cristobal has a smaller number. And it said how many did she have more? She has 2 greater. So if we know that Kiara has 2 more than Cristobal, we can start our cube train here. We know that we don't have to add any more past that. So if we start our cube train and we continue it, but know to stop right there because Kiara has 2 more, that'll help us, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So just looking at these 2 cube trains, we made sure that each of them had a partner. We made sure that we were doing them nice and neat so they all lined up. So Kiara had 18. Cristobal had a number that was 2 less, right? Because it said Kiara had 2 greater than Cristobal. So Cristobal has 2 less than Kiara. So 18, let's count backwards. 18, 17, 16. So which set has a larger number of apples? So we're going to write Kiara's number on this line. So how many did Kiara have? She had her 18 apples. And how many did we figure out Cristobal had? He had 16 apples. Now looking at these 2 numbers, 18 and 16, circle the number that's greater. Which one's a bigger number? Which one's a larger or greater number? We can see up here by our cube train that there was a larger amount or a bigger number of cubes there. So 18 is our bigger number. Salome has 19 oranges. Zion has a number of oranges 2 less than Salome. Use cubes to model the sets of oranges. So Salome has 19 oranges. It tells us that. So that's our first step, is to draw the 19 cubes to represent the 19 oranges. All right. So we're going to need a lot of room. So write nice and small and start all the way over here. 1, 2. If you want to, you can turn it sideways too. I do it this way just so I can have it linear for you guys. Right, all on the same page and easy, so we don't have to turn it back and forth and get confused. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So Salome has 19 oranges. Zion has a number of oranges 2 less than Salome. So remember, if we know this is 19 and we know that Zion has 2 less, which is a fewer number, right? We have to take some away. We're going to take away 1, 2 and start our cube train, and we'll have to end it there. All right? So that's how we kind of use the words to figure out how many we have to do. So let's draw our cube train now. Remember, line them up so each one up there has a partner. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and then that last one was 17. So does that make sense if we have 17 and then 18, 19? It does. Salome had 19 oranges. Zion has a number of oranges 2 less than Salome. We did our cube train. Now look at the 2 sets. Which one is smaller? This is a shorter, smaller cube train, right? Write how many in each set. So how many were in Salome's? Salome was the first group we did. How many were in, how many groups of, or how many oranges did Salome have? 19. How many did Zion have? 17. Now, which number is less? Which group had less? Salome or Zion? Salome or Zion had less because he had 17. 17 is 2 less than 19. All right, on this page, you're just going to count and tell how many. Count the counters in the 10 frames to tell how many. Write how many pieces of fruit are in each picture. So how many are here? Write the number. How many are here? Write the number. Same with here. Then you're going to write how many pieces of fruit are in each picture, and you're going to circle the number that is greater for number 3. But in number 2, you're going to circle the number that is less. So after you count and write how many there are, in number 2, you're going to tell me which one's less. And here you're going to tell me which one's greater. Right, or what number comes next in counting order? So when you're counting 15, 16, 17, 18, which one comes next? Circle the number. And then for the last 2 pages here, I'll read the instructions, but this is going to be one that you're probably going to have to do several steps at home with an adult at home for the homework page, okay? So, Tenny has 16 berries. She has a number of berries 2 greater than Marta. Use the cubes to model the sets of berries and compare the sets. Which set has a greater amount or a larger amount? Draw the cubes. So just like we were doing before, you're going to have to draw out those berries, okay? For number 2, Ben has 18 pears. Sophia has a number of pears 2 less than Ben. Use cubes to model the sets of pears. Compare the sets. And on the last page here, Jem has 20 grapes. Mia has a number of grapes 2 less than Jim. Use cubes to model the set of grapes. So use the 20 and the 2 less than 20. And fill in the blanks. You're going to compare the sets. Which one is smaller? For number 2, count and tell how many. Write the number. Just count, tell how many. Count the counters in each set and circle the one that is greater. Which one has a greater number of counters? Circle it. Send me a picture. This is some more details today. Send me both pages, please. This is going to be some practice for writing your cubes out nice and neat to help you figure out the problem.